Hey folks, I thought I'd do a video because I've been working on an Olivia song recently. It's called A Couple Minutes and it uses these major and minor 7th chords. And I was thinking about other ways to play it on the neck, and I've come across what I think is quite an easy way for a beginner, intermediate guitar player to play this. So it all starts down on the 3rd fret. We're going to utilize these triads, so those are 3-note chords, and we're just going to be using the top 3 strings, your 1st, 2nd and 3rd strings. Okay, so 1st chord, you're barring across that 3rd fret, so you've got 3, 3, 3, low to high. Your next chord, you're going to move up to the 4th fret and put your middle finger on the 5th fret of the 3rd string. So low to high, that's 5, 4, 4. Okay, and then your next chord, you're going to move this whole thing up 2 frets. And then your next chord is exactly the same as the first one, but up at the 8th fret. Okay, and then the next chord, we're going to go back to our previous one at 7, 6, 6. And then we finish on the 3rd fret again. So I'll cycle around the chord progression for you slowly. Okay, so that's pretty much halfway there. If you want to get the rhythm down for this song, it's kind of a combination of long notes and short notes. So I'll show you what I mean. We start with long, short, 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 long, long, long. Okay, so the long notes are pretty self-explanatory. I'm just strumming the chord, letting it ring out. For the short notes, I'll show you. It's all in this fretting hand. So if you can see that I'm fretting this chord, I let it ring out and then I release pressure. And that stops the chord ringing out. So that's the secret for your short notes. So if we put that together with the chord sequence, we've got long, short, 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 long, long, long. Okay. So that's pretty much the whole chord sequence. It goes around like that. So have a practice of getting it up to speed and getting those short notes clean. And then once you've got that under your fingers, you might start to think about embellishments. I'll run through just a couple that I might use myself. So let's go with so that was the chord sequence, and then when I got up to this 8th fret bar, I actually started on the 7th fret and strummed that chord and slid in 1 fret to the 8th fret. And then I went down to my next chord, or did I? I might have just picked out the single notes of that 8th fret chord, gone down to the next one and finished on my first chord. Something else, you might add a variation on that, you might want to do. So that's kind of similar to the first one. 7th fret of your 3rd string, slide in, bar across your 8th fret, and just an upstroke on those top 2 strings. Stop it, and then down to your next chord and down again. Another one might be to go okay, so that's utilizing a hammer-on and pull-off that's at your fret on this 7th fret, 6th fret, 6th fret. And all I'm doing is upstroking on this top string. So the frets are 6, hammer on to 8, pull off to 6 again, and then just picking out those other notes of the chord. Alright, so that's some ways you could embellish it, make it your own, give it that R&B kind of feel. If you're playing, accompanying a singer, I'd keep it pretty faithful to the recording. A note on the recording, the guitar is actually a sample. It's a Hot Chocolate song from the 70s, so it's not quite up to standard pitch. You may have some tuning issues with your trying to match it with your guitar, so don't worry about it, but just play around with those chords and the embellishments. See how you get on. Hopefully this is helpful to you, but yeah, do let me know how you get on, and love to hear some feedback. Okay, cheers guys.